Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, June 10th, 2021. We have a lot of exciting information to cover before the market opens today. We're going to start off by going over some stuff with AMC. They released a report late last night on their investor relations web portion of their website. A lot of stuff to cover there with regards to short interest, some things that are a little bit off in terms of numbers. Also, what I want to go over is Gamestop. They had their earnings yesterday evening after market. They announced their earnings, some good things, some things that, are a little bit, they're not great. After that, we want to go over what is going on in crypto. Market is up significantly this morning for two main reasons. And after that, I want to touch on Palantir. They had massive contracts they've been signing recently, and they potentially could reach a $1 trillion market. And at the end, we're going to cover SpaceX's Starlink, major contracts that they're looking to sign, something that is very interesting with Elon Musk's company. And after that, we're going to continue by going over AMC, Gamestop, and what is going on in the market. We should wrap up right before the market opens with those stories, but let's just get right into it. If you guys are new here, make sure to like the video, subscribe, helps push these videos out to more people, really helps me out a lot. So anyways, we're gonna start off with the stories of the day that I do want to cover. So right now, AMC stock is sitting right around $49 per share. That was after market yesterday on June 9th. Today, a pre-market, it is sitting at $47.44 per share. And the big news here is that yesterday evening, actually, AMC on their investor relations website, they came out with a report. And what this report explains is how many shares are currently available. It says how many shares outstanding. That means how many shares are able to be, traded at any given point. They said that. They said there are about 501 million shares outstanding as of June 2nd, 2021. And this is important because this tells us exactly how many shares people are buying, how many shares people are selling, and it also gives us a little bit of a look into, are there synthetic shares? What's going on there? Should there be a massive short squeeze because of this? How much institutions own as well? So right now they explained how as of June 2nd, there are 501 million shares, and also there are 4.1 million shareholders, individual shareholders that are eligible to vote in the upcoming shareholder meeting. They said the upcoming shareholder meeting is scheduled for July 29th, and if you owned shares on June 2nd, 2021, then you'll be able to vote in this upcoming meeting. But the important part of this is not how many shares are outstanding. That is important, but it's some of the other specifics, which is that they said right now out of all the shares available, out of the 501 million shares, they said more than 80% of AMC shares are held by a broad base of retail investors with an average holding of around 120 shares. That's important. So I did a little bit of research, found some posts on Twitter, some people talking about it on Reddit, and they broke down the numbers of this because it sounded a little bit off to me. So when you're looking at the numbers right now, it explains how, let's move this up a bit. It explains how right now there are 501 million shares total. And they said that 80% of these shares are owned by retail investors. So when you're looking at retail investors, someone actually did the math down here. They said 4.1 million shareholders multiplied by an average of 120 shares. So that equals 492 million shares. So that's where they got this number, owned by retail investors. First of all, that alone doesn't make sense. Those numbers don't add up because according to AMC in their report, they said that 80% of shares are owned by retail investors, but they said it's at an average of 120 shares. They said an average investor owns about 120 shares. So that doesn't add up. They said 4.1 million shareholders own 120 shares on average. And when you're looking at that, right away, that brings us to 492 million, and 492 million is about 98%. So right there, that doesn't add up. Next thing is with short interest, according to Bloomberg Terminal, according to other sources, right now short interest is around 100 million shares. And also insiders, major holders, insiders add up to another 115, and insiders another 165. So based off of this alone, it brings it says that there's 174% of the shares being traded. And that shouldn't be the case. Either way, something with the math seems a bit off. I'm not going to lie, because AMC says that there's 4.1 million shareholders that own an average of 120 shares. And that alone brings our total to 492 million. So I don't know what's going on there, but something is definitely a bit off, a bit fishy, because these numbers seem way too high. They shouldn't be able to be 174%, first of all, but second of all, based on the numbers that AMC is giving us, like 492 million owned by retail, that's based on the numbers they gave us, 4.1 million shareholders, 120 shares on average. That does not add up to 80%. That is 98%. So something is just off, and we don't know exactly what's going on, but all we know is something is definitely off with these numbers. Short interest is definitely higher than people are reporting, and that's a great sign for us moving forward. In addition to this, in this report, it talks about how AMC is the largest movie exhibition company in the United States. It explains how right now they have about 950 theaters and they have 10,500 screens across the globe. This is great because if we're looking at it long term, they have a lot going for them. They've raised a lot more capital. They could definitely continue to raise more money and grow long term. So this is just a good sign. And between short interest, all those numbers being a bit off, what's going on with the actual fundamentals of the company, things are definitely looking much better, and the short squeeze definitely could happen very, very soon. In addition to this, we had someone who actually came out and changed their mind on AMC, because previously, Jim Cramer, he's come out and spoken on AMC a lot. He's said multiple times that really, he tells people to sell a GameStop, sell AMC. People are not a big fan of him. But it seems like he's actually changing his mind. And just yesterday, he came out and said that he is not against GameStop or AMC. He's not against buying them at these current levels. So let me play a clip for you right here.
Which is why I've become a hated figure on Reddit's Wall Street Bets, probably the most hated person in their universe. And that's the betting sheet that's ground zero for meme stock investing. According to these younger investors, or at least I assume they're younger, given that it's all anonymous, selling GameStop is just an outright sin, no matter how much money has been made. They hate those on the other side of the trade, particularly short sellers, but also baby boomer guys like me who cancel people that take some profits because of my core tenets. In other words, my learned behavior is worthless to these people who castigate anyone who tries to help them, even when those people turn out to be right. You could have saved yourself a fortune if you sold GameStop at 400 and bought it back at 40. Now, I understand risk. It's possible to be too prudent. But I'm not against GameStop or AMC at these levels. GameStop's currently below where I told you to ring the register in January. It's now getting hammered in after hours trading and wake up a terrific quarter, frankly. Management did so. They said they'd sell maybe another 5 billion shares in what's known as an at-the-money transaction. You probably won't even notice it, frankly, if you're in the stock. These companies now have the ability to reinvent themselves because higher stock prices have allowed them to raise capital. I like that. That said, if you've ridden them up from much lower levels, hey, take a little off the table. These stories could always get dinged like GameStop's currently doing, even though the numbers were good. And they're bringing in a couple of really seasoned Amazon alums to run the company. I'm talking about great people.
So he basically starts to say that right now, even though he had said to sell them at previous points in time, he wasn't bullish on them, he didn't like them, people hated him for saying to sell it. Now he's saying at these levels, with the amount of money they've been able to raise, additional capital, issuing new shares, he says it's really he's not against buying AMC or GameStop at these levels. He said that they've raised a lot of money, they've made a lot of changes, and now they're positioned much better than they were previously. He still said, he's still not all for AMC or all for GameStop, because he said he would still say to take some profits off the table, which is a sensible thing, but he's still saying that now they have the ability to reinvent themselves because they can issue more shares whenever they want, and it's really not going to affect the stock price. So that is something that is pretty good moving forward. That is something that we like to see with GameStop, AMC. They can always issue more shares, always raise more money, and it's not going to affect their price, which isn't the usual thing, the typical thing in the stock market, but it's what we're seeing with AMC and GameStop. In addition to this, GameStop right now is trading at $287 per share. It was at $300 per share just the other day. And the big news we had was that their earnings actually came out. The earnings came out after market on Wednesday, June 9th, and they spoke about a couple key numbers that looked a lot better than people were expecting, but they also said something that people weren't so happy about. So the first thing is that GameStop named former Amazon execs Matt Furlong and Mike Requerpo as its new CEO and CFO. And this is really important because they have been basically poaching executives from dozens of other companies for a while. They got Ryan Cohen from Chewy, who's now on the board. They have also other Amazon executives that they've hired recently. They've hired Jenna Owens as their new chief operating officer, Matt Francis as its chief technology officer, Elliot Wilk as its chief growth officer. All of these new people are basically from Chewy or Amazon. And that is what we want to see for GameStop if you're looking at it long term, because even though people are not selling shares and they're holding, it's going to be great when GameStop actually reinvents itself, actually becomes a massive company, and is worth so much more than it currently is because they are just a great internet and technology company. So this was a great sign. They said that Matt Furlong will be starting his new role as CEO on June 21st, and he has had years of experience, nearly 9 years of experience working at Amazon, leading the growth of its Australia business. They said prior to that, he worked at Procter & Gamble. So he has a lot of experience, not just in tech, but also in just retail businesses as well. And also for their new CFO, they said that he has 17 years of experience at Amazon. He was the chief financial officer of its North American consumer business. He has a lot of experience as well. So they are positioned very, very well moving forward. In addition to this, though, they just came out the other day, and at that earnings conference, they spoke about their earnings and how they actually crushed expectations, did so much better than everyone was expecting. And their sales, first of all, let's break down the numbers. Sales rose 25% in the first fiscal quarter, much better than was previously. A lot of this probably has to do with all the attention they're getting from the media, from people talking about it, from the GameStop and AMC community who are wanting these stocks to succeed. According to analysts, they were expecting that GameStop was going to lose 84 cents per share. However, according to the report, they actually only lost 45 cents per share adjusted. So they did so much better than people were expecting. Basically, people were expecting 84 cents loss per share. They only lost 45 cents per share. Much, much better than people were expecting. In addition to this, their revenue was higher than expected as well. They had $1.28 billion in revenue versus an expected $1.16. So between both of these numbers, they beat on earnings per share. Basically, they beat on revenue. They're looking pretty good. In addition to that, they also appointed their new executives. Now they have a whole new team. Their numbers are doing better, and the community is not backing down for them. In addition to this, the one thing that isn't so great, which I don't want to pass up, is that they did say they filed a prospectus with the SEC to sell up to 5 million shares of its stock from time to time in at-the-market offerings. They said the funds will be used for general corporate purposes, investing in growth initiatives, and strengthening its balance sheet. So this is important because even though stock prices of GameStop and AMC have not been impacted so much whenever they issue new shares, we still don't want to see them raise billions and billions of dollars, diluting our positions. Because whenever they issue new shares, that's what's happening. Your position is getting diluted. And over the past year, they've issued a lot of new shares, raised billions of dollars. So At this point, we want them to succeed. It's like, it's a double-edged sword. We want them to succeed and do well long-term, but we don't want our positions to get diluted so much that it's going to affect how much money, what the share price is dramatically. And that's what people are a little bit worried about. That's why we saw Gamestop, their stock, down after this announcement, just because of them filing this prospectus with the SEC to sell up to 5 million shares of its stock from time to time. Like, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, we want them to do well long term, but this might have some negative impacts on the stock short term. Moving on, the crypto world is actually doing really well this morning. It's bouncing back after a terrible last couple of days, and that is because cryptocurrencies have been rising for two reasons. Regulators propose new rules, and Coinbase expands its borrowing, announced some major partnerships with retirement programs and retirement plans like 401k and IRA. So the other day, this morning, a new report came out that said that Basel Committee says it will study crypto asset rules. There's a whole report. We're not going to go over the entire report, but I'll link it down below if you guys do want to see it. And according to the Bank for International Settlements, Basel Committee, they plan to hold a public consultation of the treatment of crypto asset exposures moving forward. They said the committee they met on June 4th, 2021. They discussed market developments relating to crypto assets, and they said they also discussed methods for treating banks that provide exposure to crypto moving forward. And this is actually good news. A lot of people saying, we don't want all this regulation in crypto. It's not always the best. It's better to, it's better if we don't have any regulation, any government influence on crypto. But you got to remember, the important thing is that long term, how are we going to have crypto more integrated into our daily lives? How are we going to have crypto be invested more by institutions? Like, how are these large institutions, like companies that have been around for hundreds of years, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, how are these companies going to start actually investing in crypto, allocating a certain portion of their balance sheet into crypto? And that's going to be when we start seeing the SEC regulators start to, pass Bitcoin ETFs, pass Ethereum ETFs, and put their stamp of approval on Bitcoin and Ethereum moving forward. And this is just a step in the right direction. This committee, they're going to be, meeting again to determine how to treat crypto asset exposures. They said with the growing interest in crypto assets, the pace of innovation in the industry, it could increase global financial stability concerns and risks to central banking systems. So they want to get in now. They want to figure out how are they going to move along with this, work with this moving forward, rather than just, ignore what's going on in crypto. They're saying, look, it's here, it's going to stay. Let's figure out how we can regulate, how we can make this work with the system we already have in place. Is it going to 100% be successful? No, but it's a good step in the right direction to have the committee look at crypto, look at what's going on, and see what we're going to do moving forward in the crypto world. And that's why we're seeing the entire crypto market up 3% this today over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's up 7%. Ethereum is basically stable, but a lot of other smaller altcoins are up significantly over the last 24 hours. In addition to this, we also saw that Coinbase just teamed up with 401k provider to offer crypto. And this is a very important announcement, because now workers at participating companies, there's going to be about 400 companies that will have at least the ability to participate in this program, could invest up to 5% of their account balances in crypto. And this is really exciting, because when we're talking about 401ks, when we're talking about IRAs, these are retirement accounts where most of the time, people either invest the money in these accounts and they pick their stocks, pick their assets, forget about it. They're like, well, I can't touch this money for years anyways. I'm just going to invest in things I believe in long term. Some people do day trade, do trade a lot in these accounts, but for the most part, the general population typically have this money. They don't even think about it, and they just know, oh, I have this much money in my 401k, I have this much money in my IRA, but I don't actively look at it. So this is important, because right now with Coinbase, they said that they will, they have this partnership with For Us All Inc., which is a 401k provider, and they announced that this deal with Coinbase will allow all of their about 400 employer clients to sign up for cryptocurrency investments, and they said that they will be able to invest up to about 5% of their portfolios. We don't know how many participating clients, like out of the firm's 400 clients, we don't know how many clients are actually going to participate in this program. But either way, this is a great sign for crypto, because what it does show is it shows that that even though this company only has $1.7 billion in retirement assets, which is a very small portion of the $2 trillion retirement account market, what it shows is that now we're starting to see companies embrace digital, cryptocurrencies, embrace Bitcoin, Ethereum, and just Coinbase in general moving forward. And that is what we want to see for this wide-scale adoption and seeing more money being poured into crypto. I've said multiple times, when we're going to see crypto really rise, really see a massive push, start to double, triple in value from where it is right now, is going to be when we start to see institutions get in, whether that's Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs getting passed, or whether that's companies offering 401k and IRA plans where people can allocate a certain portion of their money into crypto. So once we start seeing more and more 401k providers do this, that's when we're going to start to see a lot more money pour into Bitcoin, into Ethereum. And in my opinion, this is going to be great long term, because anyone who puts the money into into Bitcoin, Ethereum in a 401k, they're probably not going to touch it for years, and it's probably just going to be locked. It's not going to be locked, but they're going to just have it sitting in Bitcoin and Ethereum for years, not thinking about it. That's going to take some of the supply off the table, meaning prices will go up even higher. Moving on, let's talk about Dogecoin. So everyone loves Dogecoin. Dogecoin's been the favorite, and the price, even though, there's been a lot of positive news, has not been moving so much recently. So just the other day, Dogecoin's price came out and has actually been stabilizing for a while. So right now, Dogecoin has really stabilized between the 30 and 40 cents per coin range. We have not seen it move too much between that ever since May 23rd, when we saw the massive dip. We have really just stabilized between 30 and 40 cents per coin. You can see we crossed 40 cents one time, but ever since then, we've been bouncing between 30 and 40 cents. This is important though, because we did have a couple of exciting announcements come out recently for Dogecoin. Dogecoin's up about 2% over the last 24 hours. Really, that's mainly just driven by the entire crypto market, which is up 3%. But the announcements that came out for Dogecoin, which we have spoken about a bit previously, but there's 3 announcements. The first is that I Trust Capital, which is a crypto IRA and 401k platform, added support for Dogecoin. Important, like we've mentioned before, when retirement accounts start adding crypto, specifically Dogecoin or any crypto, a lot of time that means people are going to either trade it more because they don't have to pay taxes when you don't have to pay taxes in a 401k or IRA when you're trading assets, or also it's just that means people are going to be holding Dogecoin long term. That was great news. In addition to this, we also saw a UK banking app called Revolut. Revolut announced that they will be adding Dogecoin to their to the assets that people can actually buy and sell. They don't have many cryptocurrencies on their platform, but now they do have Dogecoin, which is exciting. This is big because now people in the UK who use Revolut, they've been asking a lot for Dogecoin investments, crypto investments. Dogecoin has been added, means more people have access to Dogecoin. That is exciting. And the third and final thing going on with Dogecoin right now is that Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, previously came out and said that he had invested $25,000 in Dogecoin back in 2016. He said, look, I invested $25,000 back in 2016. Didn't really think, didn't think it was going to be much, but it was his best investment he's ever made. He said now it's worth over $25 million, and he sold about half of it. Like he sold half of it when it was around 8 cents per coin for about a $5 million profit. He donated all of that to charity. But either way, this shows that he believed in Dogecoin long term. He thought Dogecoin was going to do extremely well years ago, even though now recently he's come out and said, it's a joke. So even though he thought it was a joke, he obviously wanted to be part of the community for the same reasons many other people do. He saw that there's a potential to make money. A lot of money long term. He's also thought, you know what, I want to be part of this community, part of this movement, and he's been in for 5 years, much longer than most people. So for whenever you see him say something about Dogecoin, you just got to keep that in mind. If he ever says something bad about it, he still owns it. He's owned Dogecoin for years, and he invested in it very early on when many people hadn't even heard about it. So that's something I like to keep in mind, because whenever he says something bad, is it that he's just saying something bad about Dogecoin because it competes with Ethereum, because some people know about Dogecoin and don't know about Ethereum? You know, you don't know, but all we do know is that he has owned Dogecoin for 5 years, and that means he obviously believes in it. He thinks, even if he just wants to be part of a community, he thinks that it is worthwhile putting money into it and keeping money in it. You know, for other meme coins like Shiba Inu, people gave him billions of dollars in Shiba Inu. He sold it off. He didn't think it was going to be around long term, so he thought it was a joke. He didn't want to be part of it, so he sold. But he still owns Dogecoin. And next up, last story before we get into the market open, which is in a couple of minutes, I want to talk about Palantir. Many people are saying Palantir can be a $1 trillion company. One of the first $1 trillion data companies. Obviously, we have Microsoft and Google, but Palantir, data analytics company, many people are saying it could be a $1 trillion company, and they've had some major announcements come out recently that are very exciting. They've been continually signing new contracts. We've done a lot of videos on them in the past, so make sure to check those out. But within the last 2 weeks alone, Palantir has secured over $150 million in contracts, which is massive because their total revenue for the year is around a little over $1 billion. So right now, Palantir, they bagged a $7.4 million contract renewal with the CDC for disease monitoring and outbreak response. This is important because they've been working with the CDC for a while, and they're basically just going to continue to provide outbreak response and disease surveillance for the data collation and integration for public health event response, or this long name, the DCIPHER program. In addition to this, they said that this renewal essentially confirms that Palantir continues to have more government contracts, working closely with the U.S. government, U.S. federal health agencies, and that is what we like to see. People say government contracts aren't the best for Palantir. I would argue completely against that, saying government contracts are great. If you see a business that has done a lot of work with the government, you're saying, look, I can trust them. I know they do a good job. If the U.S. government trusts them with their data, a smaller company could say, look, I could probably trust them as well. Good thing about Palantir is they also do business with the U.S. with U.S. companies, allies. They don't do business with countries that are against the U.S., which is something else that is pretty good. Second contract that they recently signed was Palantir stock rose recently after they signed a U.S. special ops contract for $111 million. This was a massive deal. Palantir was selected by the United States Special Operations Command to continue serving as the enterprise data management and AI-enabled mission command platform for the U.S. Special Ops program. This is very exciting because people are talking about Palantir. They're saying, look, right now Palantir has all these government contracts, and that's great, but they need to get more commercial business as well. But this is where I'd argue against it. This contract right here, $111 million renewal, is something that is very exciting because what it shows is that, look, once Palantir gets integrated into a business, once businesses start to use their data and start to use their data analytics platform, they really need it long term. They can't live without it. And that's what we're seeing. We're continuing to see renewals make up a major portion of Palantir's revenue. And long term, that's great because that shows if a business signs one contract with Palantir, they're most likely going to have all the data analytics platforms integrated into their business and going to need them for years and years to come. So this was very exciting. And the third contract that they signed within the last 2 weeks is actually they expanded their Space Force partnership with $33 million contract. Massive news as well. Like I'm saying, they either are renewing, expanding, or getting new contracts. That's what all of these are. And that's important because not only are they getting new business, but they're growing their old business. Like the clients they've had for a while, they like the product. They're adding more to their position. They're adding more, expanding partnerships, spending more money with Palantir. And that is just really great. people are saying government contracts aren't great. You need to have consumer business. Forget about it. They have the consumer business. They're growing that. But these government contracts, the government's not going to want to work with 10 different data analytics companies. If they find one they like, two they like, they're going to stick with those. And that's what they're doing. So Palantir, they said that will provide software to the critical missions of the Department of the Air Force Space and Missile Systems Center, Cross Mission Ground, and Communications Enterprise. This long name again, NORAD-Northcom. This is exciting. It was a fixed contract, $32.5 million. And according to Colonel Jennifer Krolikowski, they said this is the senior material leader for Space C2 and at the Air Force Center. They said that I'm excited about this partnership and the work we are doing to provide better data-driven decision-making to our leadership. Palantir's technology and framework has truly accelerated our ability to remove data stovepipes throughout the community and create actionable knowledge. This is something very exciting about Palantir, something that I really like about the company. They're continuing to grow their contracts. They're continuing to build out their business. And for anyone who says government contracts isn't good, I think this is what's setting them up to be a $1 trillion market cap company down the road, meaning that they could 20x from where they are right now. Right now, the market cap for them is right around $45 billion. So reaching a $1 trillion market cap will put them about 22x from where they currently are. But love Palantir, love what they're doing, and I want to share what is going on with these new announcements. Speaking of big announcements though, market just opened. We are seeing AMC's price jump up a little bit. We're seeing this green candlestick. The market just opened about, within the last 60 seconds. And we're seeing the first candlestick going up. That is a great sign right now. Let me pull this on the screen for you guys. Market AMC is at $48 per share. Very exciting. Those of you who are new here, thank you for joining the stream. We just wrapped up covering a bunch of different stories. We spoke about AMC. Surprising report that came out with shares. We also spoke about GameStop. We spoke about crypto, what's going on in the market, Palantir, and also a couple of other things as well. So exciting stuff. Now we're going to look at what's going on with AMC. And then when we wrap this up, I do want to go over something with SpaceX that did come out that is pretty exciting. Elon Musk's company. Right now, across the board, though, Wish is bouncing back. Wish is at 7.6%. Wish is the only one of the meme stocks really in the green for today. They're at 7% in the green. All the other ones are basically in the red. You're looking at the left side of the screen. You're seeing everything in the red. AMC down, not significantly, but AMC down 2%. Bed Bath & Beyond down 3%. We're seeing Workhorse down 4%. All these stocks are the ones that have seen massive gains over the last couple of days. We're seeing all of them down across the board. Bed Bath & Beyond, Workhorse, GameStop, BlackBerry, Skills is up a bit, but in AMC. All of them are basically level. I would say nothing is too volatile this morning. Let's take a look at Clover Health as well. What is going on with Clover Health? Clover Health is up 4%, so that's another one that is in the green. We are seeing Wish, Clover Health in the green. For those of you who don't know, I do have a pretty big investment in STEM Inc. Anyone who's been making a lot of profits with GameStop, AMC, people who have decided, they want to take some money off the table. If you have, I would definitely look into STEM Inc. Check out the videos I've done on this. I've made a $700,000 investment in this fairly recently. The stock has nearly doubled in price over the last 3 weeks. So this is an exciting stock, one that I am very bullish on. It's a long-term investment. Not many people are talking about it, but clean energy, it's a clean energy company. If you think there's gonna be more renewable energy resources, like renewable energy sources long-term, like there's gonna be more solar, more wind, well then I definitely take a look at this company. Wouldn't pass it up. It has been making moves lately, only really every single day been in the green. Wow. Market open for Wish is looking pretty crazy. Massive green candlestick the first minute market opened. Massive red candlestick the second minute the market was open. Things are looking, even though we're seeing these massive movements, prices for the most part are relatively stable this morning. The only big mover is GameStop, and that's only 6%. 6%. A lot of this has to do with the story we talked about earlier for GameStop, what's going on with GameStop's earnings report that came out late last night. That was a pretty exciting report. They talked about it. I already mentioned this earlier in the video, but they did talk about new executives, CEO, CFO, probably the two biggest positions in a company. They just appointed new people that were all from Amazon. Great to have people who had, you know, in total 25 years plus at Amazon. You can't beat that. You're taking a CFO from Amazon, you're taking a major executive from Amazon as well to be the CEO. You can't beat that. That is what you want to see for these stocks. Really great. Other thing is, with AMC, I don't know if you guys saw, but we did talk about synthetic shares earlier. I think the report is getting out. People are hearing more about this. With a little bit of just fishy information going on with the data. Bit of just fishy information going on. So we'll see what happens there, but I think people are going to realize that there are a lot more shares being shorted than people are actually talking about. A lot more shares than people are actually talking about. If you guys are new here, please be sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can get this up to 100 likes. It really helps me out a lot. And also let me know in the comments if you'd like to continue this live stream for a bit. We could just keep talking about AMC, GameStop, meme stocks, or if you want to cut it off. I know that yesterday we stayed on a bit longer for what was going on, but let me know in the comments. Just comment down below live if you want to stay live, like these live streams, and also please be sure to like the stream. We're at 68 likes. YouTube doesn't like pushing these videos out, but it would really help out a lot if we could get it to about 100 likes. We are seeing AMC stock continue to rise. If you guys are new here, make sure to check out the first portion of this live stream to see exactly what is going on with the stock. We are in the green for the first time for today for AMC, and we're seeing many of the other meme stocks do the same thing. Wish is in the green, Clover Health is now in the green, Skills is in the green, Bed Bath & Beyond is in the green. So across the board, we are seeing more of these meme stocks turn in the green. Things are looking much better. People are taking profits on Clover Health. Boston in the house. What's up, Mason? Mason the monkey, Octaviano, good to see you guys. Jerry, Stan Trailer, this would be a long-term investment. Yes, the stock I did speak about, Palantir, Stemmink, both long-term investments. Dan, have not heard much lately on ADA lately. Stand Trailer in the comment section, you're asking about ADA. Yeah, there hasn't been too much major news coming out with ADA recently. We have seen a couple of things which I've done videos on, but I'm not going to make a video if there's not any major news. I'm not just going to update you unless there's something major. Chris, we did talk about Dogecoin earlier in the video, so just rewind it a bit. I believe it would be around minute... How long have we been live? I believe it's around minute 7 or 8. I'll go back and add timestamps later, but if you are here for Dogecoin, make sure to rewind the stream a bit. Check out, I think, minute 7 or 8. We did talk a lot about Dogecoin, what's going on. Lewis H., you're asking about Google? Google? What about Google? Steve, BlackBerry's in the green now. Yes, we are seeing major moves in the upwards direction for AMC, for Skills, Bed Bath & Beyond. BlackBerry is really just hovering right there. It could turn green any second. Clover Health, Wish, AMC, all these are in the green for today. We are seeing Bitcoin up as well. That's not a meme stock, but it is up. Important, we are seeing GameStop, AMC get above that $50 per share range, hovering right above that. It would be pretty significant if we can stay above 50 for at least the first 30-40 minutes of trading today. We will see what happens there. Yeah, anyone here for AMC? We spoke about synthetic shares earlier. Pretty surprising stuff. So yeah, okay, let's look at the price for AMC. People are talking about how much longer is it going to consolidate for? What is going on? If we look at the daily chart, this is what I like to look at when we're talking about AMC. Right now, you have to look to figure out how long we're going to consolidate for, what's going to happen. We have to look at the past. So right now, we're seeing that let me move this up so you guys can see it. There we go. That should be good. Let me take the screws off. Okay. Right now for AMC, we are seeing the price that back in January, it was as low as $1.90. We had the massive rally up to $20. Then after that, we saw a big drop off where we dropped back down to $5. Every time we see this massive rally, a massive like exponential rally, then we see it consolidate at a new support level. We find a new support. So here, our support was about $2. And then in February, support was right around $5. Then we had another massive rally up until 14, 3x the price. New support was found at around $8 or $9 per share. Now we're seeing the same thing. We saw a massive rally. We broke those highs. We reached $72 per share, and now we're seeing it consolidate. We're probably going to see it consolidate for a couple of days. We don't know how long. All we do know right now, guys, is that AMC, something is going on with the numbers. The numbers are just not adding up. Things do not look right. We're seeing that in a recent report, they said 501 million shares are outstanding. That means how many shares are available to be traded. And on the other hand, though, they said 80% of them are owned by retail investors. But when we're looking at the numbers that they're giving us, things are just not adding up. I went over this earlier, but when we're looking at this right here, you can see that it explains total shares, 501 million shares outstanding. This is all according, this is on Reddit, but this is all according to their data that they gave us. 501 million shares outstanding, 492 million owned by retail. When you add all these numbers up, it adds up to 174% that are being traded. Short interest is definitely higher than people are saying, and that what exchanges are reporting, because things are just looking very off with AMC and the numbers that are being reported right now by institutions. Something is not looking right with all of these. Someone's saying, where can I watch the Model S Plaid delivery event? Well, we could definitely look that up. I did talk about Model S Plaid Plus, Model S Plaid in yesterday's video, but let me take a look at that. We'll see if we can get that on the screen for you guys right now. We'll get back to AMC, these meme stocks, in a second. We're first going to look at, I do want to talk about SpaceX, and then after that, we're going to take a look at the event going on with Tesla. Someone said there's the event going on. So right now, with SpaceX, their Starlink is in talks with several airlines right now for in-flight Wi-Fi. This was a very exciting announcement. People are talking about Elon Musk, SpaceX, what is going on? And really, this announcement for Starlink now starting to roll out more and more, get more satellites into the air, get more business under their belt, is very exciting, because this is a major company for Elon Musk, major step in the right direction for access to Wi-Fi, broadband, things like that. So according to the article, they explain how the team behind SpaceX's growing satellite internet network, Starlink, is in talks with several different airlines, not just one, to put their internet in airplanes. This is important because even though Starlink has a number of competitors, they are much further ahead of all of their competitors. Since 2018, SpaceX has launched about 1,800 satellites out of the roughly 4,400 needed to have global coverage of broadband internet. But they say that right now they have their own aviation product. They've had a number of demonstrations, but they are starting to officially talk to airline companies to get integrated and integrate their internet into airplanes. This is exciting. We already see that they have tens of thousands of consumers paying for their broadband internet in sort of a beta program. They have people paying about $90 per month, I believe it is, that people are paying, right around $90 per month. $99 per month. Most people are paying right now $99 per month in this beta program, but having this announcement going into more airplane shows that they're starting to move more into their actual business, not just in beta programs, not just testing anymore. They're starting to actually get customers, starting to actually generate significant amounts of revenue. Starlink beta, they said that they are in the beta phase. They're promising to deliver 100 megabits per second download speed, 20 megabits per second upload speed. So, you know, pretty decent internet, not the fastest, not the slowest, but pretty decent. And it should be available in more and more places soon. They said they're going to get the commercial business rolled out, hopefully within the next couple of months. They're continuing to launch satellites every single day. Like daily into space. They're launching, you know, dozens of satellites all the time. They currently have about 1,800 out of the 4,400 they need. This was just an exciting announcement that Elon Musk company SpaceX is continuing to grow Starlink internet, and they are in talks with several different airlines. So I thought that was pretty exciting. But yeah, let's now take a look at what is going on with, okay, we'll keep AMC on the screen, but let's take a look at what's going on with this Tesla event. People say there's Tesla Model S Plaid. What is going on here? Model S Plaid Plus. How to watch it live. Pulling it up. Okay, yes. So the Model S Plaid delivery event will be streamed live today at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern time. We will go live later today. You can see right here. We'll go live for this event. On Tesla's Twitter, they came out and spoke how Model S Plaid delivery event at their Fremont factory will be streamed live June 10th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we will keep an eye out for that. I will let you guys know. I'll put a link to a video so you guys can just make sure to click set a reminder. I'll put it so we'll go live. We'll go through the entire event, watch it live here. I'll make sure we have access to that. Workhorse, all these other meme stocks are a distraction from AMC. AMC is very likely to squeeze. They are scared. I'm reading some of your guys' comments. Is it really very likely it squeezes? So yes, right now there are a lot of people talking about other stocks. And the thing to keep in mind is that even though we're seeing a lot of these other stocks get talked about, AMC has the strongest community by far. Like if we're looking at when I'm thinking about a stock that's going to see a short squeeze, I look at, okay, how much is the short interest? I look at what is the market cap, because even though people say that isn't important, I think it's pretty important because it makes it easier to move in the right direction. Third thing I look at is what's the volume for the day with trading. Volume for AMC is still higher than most of the other stocks out there. And the fourth thing I do look at is the community. Community for AMC is stronger than all of these other stocks. All these other stocks are like fake meme stocks, fake AMCs. They don't have the same community behind it. For example, yesterday, a lot of people were talking about clean energy fuel stock. Today, this stock is down significantly, but this stock is nothing like AMC. People are saying this is the next AMC stock, for example. Nothing like it. Like, I had never heard of this company, never even heard of it until yesterday, yet people are saying that, you know, it was going to be the next AMC. It's not. Even though it has a bit of a higher short interest, higher than average, people don't care about this stock as much as they do AMC. The community is not as strong, and it's just not going to work. Even though people got a little bit of attention on Wall Street bets about it, not going to matter. So what people like to do is talk about short interest. But another thing that I like to look at is right here. So right here, it shows, this is a site that shows the data on how much people are talking about and mentioning stocks on Wall Street bets. While it isn't the end all be all, you know, this stock is going to have a short squeeze, because it's ranked number one, it's important to look at. You know, I look at this, I look at Google Trends, what's going on for both of those. And right now with this, we're seeing that Wish stock is ranked number one right here. 3,165 mentions. The second stock is CLF, 2,626 mentions. And if we look at CLF right now, the stock. It's up 4.3%, but if we look over the last couple of days, it's up significantly more. Since yesterday morning, we are up, what is that? About 30-40% since yesterday morning. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that every time a stock gets talked about a lot on Wall Street Bets, every time we see the media pick up on a new stock, whether that's clean energy fuels, whether that's Clover Health, whether that's Wendy's. Like Wendy's became a meme stock for a day. Like people see the stock rise, we see the volume increase, then everyone looks on Webull and Robinhood and all their brokerage apps to see what stocks are increasing the most today, what stocks have the most volume. They have all their indicators in place, and they go run over to that stock. And they're like, yes, this is the meme stock. This is the next AMC. They run over to that stock for the day. But that's not what AMC is. Like those are just stocks that are like a shiny object for that one day. People are running over to those stocks saying, look, I want to invest in those stocks today. They're looking into those and they're getting distracted. So yes, that is the case. Adam Morehouse, I see your comment. Anything about Dogecoin? Check about minute 8 of this stream. I think it's probably around minute 8 to 10. I did a whole segment on Dogecoin. I will be putting timestamps in later so you guys can rewind. But if you guys are new to the stream, earlier in the stream, we spoke about AMC synthetic shares, something with a new report that came out. So if you want to see a deep dive into all of this, I'm just going to list all the topics for you guys right now. The first part of the stream, we talked about AMC, what is going on in synthetic shares, new report that came out. After that, we spoke about GameStop's earnings report, what is going on there. The third topic we covered was crypto. Crypto market is up, a couple of different reasons, some things with Coinbase, some things with new regulations. After that, we talked about Dogecoin, and then just before 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, right before the market opened, we spoke about Palantir. So if you guys do want to hear about any of that, make sure to rewind, go back in the stream, look at what is going on. Look at what is going on with all of those different topics. We did cover them in detail, and I don't want to repeat everything so many times. So if you are new here, just go back in the stream, check between the first 30 minutes of the stream. I cover AMC, GameStop, crypto, Dogecoin, and Palantir in order, no interruptions in the order. So when I do end this stream, I will be cutting off the last half of the video like what we're doing now, because I just want to have the condensed information for everyone. Sad linking, the whole family's watching. Thanks for the info. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you guys. 100 likes. Yeah, let's see if we can get to 200 now. Marcus Coons is saying we should talk about AMC. I see you guys. We are stuck at $50. Good news is though, guys, you got to remember for AMC pre-market, we were as low as 46. We saw it rise. We had a couple of reports that came out that were great news for AMC, because these reports, which we talked about earlier in the stream, so just, rewind it to that. But these reports essentially, it shows that something is wrong. Something is fishy with all the data that's being reported from exchanges on short interest, on shares outstanding. Something is off, because the numbers are not adding up. The numbers are just not adding up. And whether that's institutions, whether that's, major holders, something is off. That's showing that it's like a sign that the short interest is probably much higher than people are expecting, much higher than people are saying it is right now. And that can mean we see a short squeeze moving forward. Everyone is asking about ZOM. I've not done any research on this stock, so I couldn't tell you. It's a penny stock. I don't usually look at penny stocks, but right now, looking at it, it says, the price is 95 cents. I don't know anything about this stock, so I'm not going to talk about that, because I don't want to talk about something I don't know what's going on. Talk about Doge. James, we did talk about Doge already. We talked about Doge. It was we spoke about it about 9:15, 9:20. So just rewind the stream. We covered all the information on Dogecoin, what is going on. We spoke about Vitalik Buterin, his major investment in Dogecoin. We spoke about Dogecoin, what is going on with being listed on some major crypto, IRA, 401k retirement plans. We spoke about Revolut, which is a digital banking app in the UK, which also listed Dogecoin as well, but we are seeing it pretty stable. We spoke about the market cap, but yeah, those are the three big announcements with Dogecoin. Revolut listing Dogecoin. We have crypto IRA and 401k now saying people can invest in Dogecoin in self-directed 401k and IRA accounts, and also what is going on with Vitalik Buterin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, who made a major investment in Dogecoin a while back. Yeah, if you guys are late and you want to make sure you stay up to date on all the information, make sure to join our streams from now on right at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We're always going to start off covering 5 or 6 stories that are the most important for that day. Like we covered AMC, Gamestop, Dogecoin, Palantir, crypto. We covered all those stories. And then after, right as market opens at 9:30, we're going to get into looking at the charts a bit, following some of these stocks. A little bit more info on the clean energy you're bullish on. I am not. Are you talking about STEM Inc.? I did mention STEM Inc. for a minute there. If you're talking about that, Mason, STEM Inc. I've done a lot of videos on it. Check out the video I did. It's gonna be. I've done a lot of videos on STEM Inc. Just look up Michael Rubel, STEM Inc., and you'll see a number of different videos, but basically it's the first pure play energy storage company. The way it works is when people use, or companies use, they use some sort of sustainable energy source, whether that's solar, wind, water, any sort of, hydro energy, any type of energy they use that's not just from the grid. What the system does is they have a software called Athena AI technology. It's a software that tells the system when's the best time to use battery energy versus when's the best time to use wind energy versus solar versus the grid. And essentially the system switches from using battery energy to grid energy to solar energy, and it makes it so people save the most money, but also can help store energy. So whenever you have some sort of solar energy or wind energy, you need to have a way to store it. And that's what the system does. They have a way to store it and also a way to distribute it at the most efficient times. But yeah, if you guys are new here, please be sure to like the stream. We are talking about AMC, Dogecoin, and let me know in the comments if you guys are new here. Because if you are new here, I'd like to see, because most of the time YouTube does not push these videos out to new people. I don't know why, but whenever we talk about AMC, Dogecoin, GameStop, they don't really push them out to new people. But let's see if we can get this to 150 likes. A lot going on with synthetic shares. With AMC this morning, a lot going on with GameStop having their earnings yesterday, and people are asking, I've been seeing a couple comments asking, why is GameStop down? GameStop's down 10%, down the most out of all these meme stocks. This is because in that earnings report, they also said that they could be issuing 5 million shares at the market offerings at any given time, or like from time to time in the future. People didn't like this because, if they issue 5 million more shares, it's going to dilute people's positions, and it's also just like it's good for the company long term. They're going to have more money, but whenever they're issuing new shares, they're diluting your positions, and so that was something that why GameStop stock is down a bit. New from California, Jose. Thanks for joining. AMC, saddling AMC and Asian investor influence, big or small. Frederick, you're new here. Thank you. Antoinette, NFT shorted last night on GameStop. Virgin Galactic, make them down. So yeah, like Virgin Galactic, Clover Health, all of those have had big short interest for a while. Virgin Galactic, let's pull up Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic has had a lot of negative news really recently, which is why we saw that massive run from, where is it? The daily chart. Why we have seen that massive run from $14 all the way up to $38. It's nowhere near all-time highs. All-time highs are $62 per share. But a lot of what's going on with Virgin Galactic is that it's a passenger space flight company. They're not going to be generating a lot of revenue for years to come. So they got a lot of short sellers reports come out on it. Chamath Palihapitiya, billionaire investor who was behind Clover Health, he helped take them public, who was behind Virgin Galactic, he sold off his entire position in in Virgin Galactic a while back, and ever since then, it has been heavily, heavily shorted. Heavily shorted. So we'll see how that plays out. But yes, Virgin Galactic is a stock with a very high short interest. Been that way for a while. Again, though, I just don't see it being the same as an AMC or a GameStop, because the community behind AMC, the community behind GameStop is just so much stronger than any community out there. Like, let's look at AMC, Google. A lot of people don't look at this. Like, I don't see many people talking about this. But one thing I definitely like to look at is like for like social investing. So what I like to look at Google Trends. See, like, how much are people searching a topic? Are people talking about it a lot? What's going on? And what you can see right now with AMC is, let's go here. AMC right now, if we're looking at Google Trends, the charts for AMC show that over the last 12 months, this is the last 12, why is this just United Kingdom? We don't want United Kingdom, worldwide. There we go. Right, over the last 12 months, we saw AMC have the most interest back in January. We still recently, even though everyone's been talking about AMC more, still has not have as much interest, not as many searches as back in January. So we're still, a little bit behind that. But what we're seeing is over the last couple of days, past, let's say 30 days, we are seeing that AMC had the most searches on Google, on YouTube, and all the platforms on the internet back on June 3rd. That was the most interest we had. We are seeing it rise again over the last 2 or 3 days this week, but typically what we're going to see is over the weekends it will drop, even recently. But if we're looking at right now how much people are talking about it, it is a little bit less. Obviously, this makes sense. Whenever we see the stock price reach a new high, surge, go up 100, 200% in a day, that's when we're going to see the most interest. And that's what we saw with AMC. We saw when it reached $72 a share, that's when we did see the most interest, most people talking about it. If you guys are new here, make sure to like the chat. We're at 137 likes. Let's see if we get that to 150. And we'll see. But if you guys have not heard the news, AMC did release a report earlier. They spoke about how many shares are outstanding, how many shareholders there are, and they said right now 501 million shares outstanding, which means how many shares are available to be bought and sold. They also said that as of June 2nd, there are about 4.1 million shareholders. They said that each shareholder owns on average about 120 shares. So when you add that up, the numbers didn't really add up. Things looked a little bit fishy. Things looked a little bit off. But that's what they said. And does this mean we're seeing, synthetic shares, more shares being shorted than being reported? Probably that's what we're seeing. And if you guys are new, we will be going live later today for Tesla Model S event. So make sure to stick around for that. Thank you, Michael Connell, for liking and sharing. We did talk about Dogecoin. Dogecoin didn't have any major news this morning, but we had those 3 pieces of information with Vitalik Buterin, with being listed on crypto and IRA, with Dogecoin being listed on 401k IRA accounts for iTrust Capital, and also with Revolut. On the community, of course, your YouTube channel here. James, yes, we are going live. James, we do go live every single morning at 9 a.m. and also 5 p.m. Eastern time. So every single morning, make sure you guys join us for the market open. Because we're always going to start off the video talking about 5 or 6 stories that are the most interesting, things that I think are the most important. Like today was AMC, GameStop. AMC, we spoke about AMC shares, we spoke about GameStop earnings, we spoke about Palantir, which is a stock that has had major announcements, which hasn't been getting enough attention. We also spoke about what is going on with, what else did we speak about? We also spoke about what was going on with crypto. A couple of reasons why crypto is up big time this morning, and also Dogecoin. So make sure to join us every single morning. Thanks, Michael Bravo, for appreciate you watching. Samuel De Leon, thank you for liking. Thank you for watching. BlackBerry AMC, people are talking about. So when we're looking at this morning right now, let's pull it up. One thing that we got to look at is volume. Volume today is definitely a lot less. You can see on the right side of the screen, top right above my head. The volume right now is 35 million shares. That's much lower than it's been the last couple of days. If we're looking at the first 30 minutes of the market being open, that's a lot lower than it's been recently. If we're looking at Wish is at about 26 million. BlackBerry's at 36 million. So really what we are seeing is the distribution of how much people are buying and selling and trading. This morning looks to be much more just diversified. People are picking a bunch of different stocks, not only focusing on AMC. People seem to be looking at a bunch of different stocks. And like a lot of that has to do with what I mentioned earlier. We are seeing this right here is a chart that shows. This right here is a chart that shows how much people are talking about all these different stocks on Wall Street Bets. For example, Wish is the most talked about stock on Wall Street Bets right now. 3,165 mentions. CLF, the second most talked about stock. All it does is track how many times people are talking about different things. So you're seeing that AMC and Gamestop are getting pushed down. They're in the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 position. They're just not getting as much attention. People are looking at the shiny objects. They're like, oh, look, this stock is doing well today. This stock has a lot of volume. Let's go run over to that stock. And they're saying, oh, look, Clover Health is doing well today. Let's go run over to that stock. People are just looking for the next shiny object, running towards it, rather than looking at AMC and GameStop. That's what's going on right now, at least with them. Thank you guys for joining us. If you are new, let's see if we can get this up to 200 likes. We got a lot of exciting stuff that we did go over with AMC, synthetic shares, GameStop earnings. They're also appointed a new CEO, finally appointed a new CEO and CFO, all from Amazon, taking some big names from Amazon. So make sure to like the stream so we can get this out to more people. Helps me out a lot. We're at 152. Let's see if we can get that up to 200. I see all of your comments. Jonathan Diaz, AMC. Where to find this page? Someone said where to find what page? If you guys are wondering if what you're asking about is looking how to actually see what stocks I'm buying and selling in real time, what I'm talking about, make sure to follow me on Public Investing. Let me get a link to that for you guys. Public Investing is Public, and where is this? Public Investing is an app where you guys can see what I'm buying, what I'm selling in real time, and it's not Patreon. You don't have to pay for it. It's just like a Twitter. Instead of Twitter, I use Public Investing a lot more. I'm pulling up the link to that. I can't seem to find it. Yeah, so if you guys do want to see that, you don't have to pay for it. It's not like a Patreon. It's completely free. It's just like a Twitter, but solely for investing. So that's what. Where is it? Here we go. Copy. There we go. Let me get that to you guys. So if that's what you guys are asking about that, just go to public.com/Michael. And you will be able to see exactly what I'm buying, what I'm selling, completely for free to see what I'm buying and what I'm selling. It's just like a Twitter, but for investing. I just put that in the chat like 4 times. So then you guys can definitely follow me there. When you do download it, make sure to follow me. I don't even care if you use my code, but you can get up to $50 in a free stock. Did AMC sell more shares yesterday? Brittany, AMC did not sell more shares. AMC did, however, come out and say how many shares are outstanding, how many shareholders there are, and what the average shareholder owns. So they said that there are 4.1 million shareholders. They said that there are 501 million shares outstanding. That means how many shares are available to be bought and sold. And they said that the average shareholder So the 4.1 million people own about 120 shares on average. So most people own about 120 shares. Yes, Doge. Oh, someone said Coinbase just tweeted about the Dogecoin giveaway. Let's check that out. Coinbase Dogecoin giveaway. Whoops. Twitter. Here we go. Let's pull that up. Dogecoin. They're just gonna leave. They said just gonna leave this right here. They pinned that. That was because they listed Dogecoin. They had the Dogecoin giveaway. They said, okay, here we go. Within the last, what was this? 10:05 a.m. 5 minutes ago. Thank you guys in the chat for letting me know about this. We're gonna get a video out on this later today. But okay, so right now we saw Dogecoin list. Right now we saw, okay, what happened was Coinbase had listed Dogecoin a while back. So what we're gonna look at is what's going on here. So just a while ago, Coinbase had listed Dogecoin. They listed it on their platform, and a way to get people to actually invest in it was by doing this giveaway. They said that they were going to be giving away $1.2 million in Doge to celebrate their announcement, to celebrate this big announcement of Dogecoin being listed on their exchange. So they said they're giving away $1.2 million, and the details were that they were giving away to $100 to 6,000 people, $30,000 in Doge to 10 people, and $300,000 in Doge to one person. So if you have not already signed up for this, if you're not already eligible to win this money, it was very easy to do. All you had to do was download Coinbase and buy at least $100 in Doge. If you did that, you were eligible to be able to win this. It was only one entry per person, but they said today they're giving this away, and they said you can still opt in and buy or sell $100 in Doge to be eligible. So if you have not already done that, make sure to check out the link in the description of the video so you can be eligible to receive, to be eligible to win this money. You can win up to $300,000, or you might just win $100. Either way, if you own Dogecoin, this is something that you definitely should do, because you could either sell off position somewhere else, sell it, or you could always just buy more Dogecoin, buy $100 worth of Dogecoin here. And if you want to be eligible, this is exciting. People thought that Dogecoin being listed on Coinbase was going to be like a big announcement. It was going to have Dogecoin's price skyrocket. It was going to double, triple in value, because typically when a coin is listed on Coinbase, it doubles. It was up 91%. That was the average. It's called the Coinbase effect. However, we didn't see that happen with Dogecoin. A lot of it, in my opinion, has to do with the fact that Dogecoin's price is already pretty high. Like, we're seeing the market cap of Dogecoin at $43 billion. It's number 6 in terms of all cryptos out there. So for people who are saying it was going to double or triple once being listed on Coinbase, yes, there is the Coinbase effect. But on average, it was 91%. But most of those coins weren't a $41 billion market cap. They had $3 or $4 billion market cap. So with Dogecoin, it was like a good and a bad thing. Like, yes, people were expecting to see a massive run when it was listed on Coinbase, but the problem is that most people who wanted to be in Dogecoin already invested in it. And being able to double or triple from 40 billion is not as easy as to be able to double when a coin's listed on Coinbase and it's like a $3 billion market cap. So either way though, if you guys are not already eligible, make sure you opt in, buy or sell $100 worth of Dogecoin on Coinbase before the end of today. Today they said that the time that you have to do this by is by 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. They said that this is, last chance to do it. Today's the last day. 11:59 p.m. Pacific time is the last day to do it. So just wanted to let you guys know what was going on there, because it was some pretty exciting announcement, and I don't want anyone to miss out on that. But anyways, let's get back to what's going on with AMC and Wish and GameStop and all of those stocks. Let's take a look at that. But thank you for the guys in the chat who did talk about that. Okay, whoever's spamming the chat, we're gonna remove you. Remove. We are going to hide this user because we don't want... You gotta stop spamming the chat. But either way, we did see Dogecoin's price. It's not really moving, but if you are not already eligible for that, make sure you buy $100, you sell $100. If you already own Dogecoin elsewhere, if you want to be eligible, just make sure that you guys do download the app. I'm going to put the link. Here you go. I'm going to put the link right here so you guys do have the chance to do it right here. Do I hold Doge? Yes, I do have Doge, and I actually did enter this giveaway. So if you guys do not already have Dogecoin, make sure you do that. Tesla accepting Doge. Tesla does not accept Doge, but it's possible in the future. If you guys do own Dogecoin, let me know in the chat. Let me know, what do you like better, Dogecoin or AMC? Also, if you can, let's see if we can get this video up to 200 likes. Really help out a lot. Someone's saying, when's the announcement? Oh, you're saying possibly tonight they could be announcing that Tesla's accepting Dogecoin? Possible. Dogecoin is not falling. Everyone who is saying in the chat, Dogecoin's falling. Dogecoin has been sitting between 30 and 40 cents for the last 3 weeks. It is just consolidating. Ever since it reached an all-time high of 74 cents per coin, it has been consolidating. We haven't seen any major moves since then. Why is Doge just steady, not going up? You got to remember, Dogecoin being steady is not a bad thing. It can't go up 50% every single day forever. What we're seeing now is, like, while a lot of the other meme stocks, they crashed, they tanked, they went back down to zero, Dogecoin's been holding strong. That shows that, Dogecoin's here to stay. It's being more widely accepted. Businesses are starting to accept it. SpaceX accepts it. It's just showing that, look, number 6 crypto out of all cryptos, it's not going to double every single day, but the good news is that it's stabilizing. It could be preparing for another run up soon if we have some major catalyst come out. But either way, you got to remember what's happening now with Dogecoin is it's more just following what's going on in the market. We're not seeing, major runs in a single day. We're not seeing it drop major in a day. We're not seeing 50, 60% swings in a day like we used to. We're seeing it more just follow the market at this point, which isn't bad. It's not bad. Everyone's saying that's bad. It's not bad. Whoop, from Blur Bros. Let's go. Do you think Doge will get to $1 this year? Definitely, I think it can get to $1. I did a video a while back where I spoke about people were saying Dogecoin. Someone said Dogecoin was going to a penny. Someone else said that Dogecoin was going to $1. They were CEOs of major crypto companies. Completely different opinions. But I like the reasoning of the person who said Dogecoin was going to go to a $1 trillion market cap. She explained, I believe her name was Jenny, CEO of, I don't remember, some sort of crypto company. She had explained how right now, Dogecoin, what's going on is Dogecoin had gone from a penny all the way up to 75 cents per share, 75x. And people were saying that, look, she explained how that it's much easier for Dogecoin to do that. It's much harder for Dogecoin to go from a penny to 75 cents than it is to go from 30, 40 cents to $1. And that's very true, because when it was a penny, not many people owned it. Not as many people were talking about it, but now the Dogecoin community is stronger than any community really on the internet. So her reasoning was, look, it's much easier to get it to go to $1. She basically said it was inevitable. Her name is Jenny Ta. She's the founder of coinlinked.com. She said that it's inevitable that Dogecoin will reach $1. Will it reach $1 trillion market cap? She believes so. which would put it at around a $7 or $8 price for one Dogecoin. But either way, she explained right now, I agree with the $1 per coin. I think it's very possible. Reaching $1 trillion, on the other hand, is going to be a bit harder, but definitely still possible. If you guys are new here, we will be going live later today to watch Tesla's big announcement on the Model S Plaid. What is going on there? It's going to be at 7. What was it? It was going to be at. Is this it? No. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. It was going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we will watch that live. If you guys are new here, please be sure to like the stream. Oh, someone's asking about Cardano. We did speak about Cardano recently. There just hasn't been any big announcements. So I'm not going to come out and do a video if there's nothing. If there's not a big announcement, even though it's going to get, people watching and there's going to get views, I'm not going to do a video if there's not any big information to cover. Cardano hasn't had any major announcements recently. But yes, I'm still very bullish on Cardano. I like it moving forward. A couple of things I do like about Cardano is how many transactions it can process per second. I also like how it is more energy efficient than Ethereum. They just rolled out the test net for their smart contracts. We've gone over all of that. If you don't see, I did a video recently. Let me put that in there for you guys. But we did a video recently on what is going on with Cardano. Let me pull that up. I'm going to put that in the chat. So anyone who wants to see an update on Cardano, I'm going to put that right there. There we go. Last time, there you go. If you guys have not seen the video on Cardano, you want to stay updated, there is Cardano. That's the most recent information. Yeah, so if you guys are new, let's see if we can get this up to 200 likes. If you have not already liked the video, that would really help out a lot. People are saying, shouldn't Dogecoin being on Coinbase make it go higher? Something called the Coinbase effect, which we have gone over in the past. Coinbase effect is when a coin is listed on Coinbase, it goes up 91%. Even though we didn't see that happen, the main reason that we didn't see that happen was because Dogecoin, a lot of times when coins get listed on Coinbase, it's like, well, now 10 million, 20 million more people are going to be able to buy a coin. But the problem is, most people who wanted Dogecoin already owned it. So people are saying the Coinbase effect, it should have gone up more. But in reality, the Coinbase effect only happens because a lot of the time people don't have access to buying these other coins. But with Dogecoin, people were already able to buy it on Robinhood. It was very easy to be bought already. So that's why we didn't see the price increase. Right now for the meme stocks, short squeeze stocks, across the board, we're pretty much in the red. AMC is up slightly, just slightly, 1.09%. We did break above 50 earlier today. We're right around there right now, 48.91, but it seems like we're having trouble breaking through with a bit of a resistance at $50. Right now, today, the market in total, though, is green. Like, if we're looking, NASDAQ is up 0.6%, SP 500 is up 0.4%. We are seeing across the board everything for the market in general in the green. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do for today's video. Make sure to join us tomorrow live at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I will be posting a couple of videos, clips on the Clips channel from this live stream, so make sure to check those out. But make sure to join us at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Also, 10 p.m. tonight, we're going live for Tesla's big announcement. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream, and I will see you guys a little bit later. So have a great day, guys.